That's obviously reflected in Vegas's numbers, but lobby is ready. Looks like we're going to see a plane at some point. And again, good planes today. Good planes today.
Yeah, the worst one was not even that bad. So very, very friendly overall. The circles can't say the same about them. And so now that I say that, I think that, well, no, the last game, the Miramar game circle was pretty good. But on Erangel is a little rough. So who knows? This one is, I think, still up in the air on how brutal Player Unknown really wants to be, really wants to take these players through the ringer. But I don't see any sort of initial drop contest except for perhaps Elusive and Duel. They're looking a little tight there. A couple of those elusive members on the south side.
Well, again, Elusive came for, I don't want to say came for Pros Don't Snake in the previous one. Obviously, it was a bad plane for Elusive to get to Azahar, but Wooly and Jay All Day very close by. Wooly's got to be careful. He's already been run over once today, man.
Yeah, don't make that a second time. I think he's actually just beelining for that building. It doesn't even matter. This is a good circle for both those squads if they can get out of this. JL Day hopping into a vehicle. He saw the kill feed on the previous game, and he's hoping that Wooly is going to allow him to do it a second time. But no, instead he's going to drive away. Doesn't want this fight. A couple of shots from Wooly make it a little dangerous. But it's just a couple of tags on the back of the buggy, or I call it a buggy. It's not a buggy. It's a truck. I don't know why I called it a buggy. I think I was just using that as a catch-all term.
Yeah, I mean, I hate these circles just because, again, it's usually a split of teams that want to wrap, and the wrapping options aren't usually the safest. I mean, because the people that are in this circle, they want to spread, they want to take some real estate, and then, the first team that wraps, they want to camp the South Road, and vice versa on the East. So you do end up with some trashy rotation kills somewhere along the way. But a lot of this is water cam, and this for me is the worst corner of the map.
Is it because of the water, or just the way that
It's
the
because
terrain allows for, as you mentioned, the trashy rotation kills?
Yeah, it's the water, and as well Los Leones and the terrain out to the east of it. Just
Cherry.
it just
had
cuts
that ramp.
out. Yeah, oh, yeah. That's minus rep for Cherry right there. But yeah, it's how much space Los Leones takes up in this. Then you got to consider all the terrain to the east side of it, all that kind of, I guess, in terms of the heat map, the unplayable area. And then, I mean, there's just no vehicle rotation options when you come out east of that. That terrain where it gets darker over towards the coast, towards Puerto Paraiso, it's just notoriously difficult to rotate through. So unless you're in their circle one, if it goes east again, it's such a nightmare.
Yeah, it's just another one of those games, almost like game number 1 on Erangel, that was just going to be a lot of fighting for kill points, and if placement points come, then we'll take them with lock on arms, but it's not exactly something a lot of teams could even really potentially play for. I don't know, maybe it's not that bad. There's definitely a lot, there's not as much water this time around as it was in the very first game on Erangel and the Milta Peninsula. I guess we have to see. I'm looking at the map, and there's already a lot of teams in rotation. We're just now hitting 4 minutes, and we're seeing about 4 or 5, so maybe they are as worried about the
This
terrain.
is good, though. It's good, though.
Moving quickly?
Yes, yeah. Again, I treat this the same as the Milta Power ones. Again, Lumberyard takes up so much space there, and then you come west of that, and you have those scatter flat top compounds up and down Milta Highway. There's just a lot of dead space on the west side of both circles in this scenario, and then really the center of the circle is just occupied by, just area that's so difficult to rotate into past circle one.
Yeah, no one's touching Los Leones, and I think a lot of teams are really easing towards the east side, just hoping that it stays center for phase 2, and then as you mentioned, the unplayables give the position the way towards Comets, towards Clueless, where they're currently playing. Rumblers arriving a little bit late, so they're easing down towards the south. Gonna play a little more edge play. Might catch a Wooly, who is still running on foot. Vehicle taken by Jay All Day was his only way out. He's in a spot of trouble.
Well, the problem is his team are 1.5 kilometers. Oh, yeah, big braining.
Good old boat.
I need to see the fuel situation, because that would be absolutely tragic. Okay, good. Actually, I think that was something stupid to say. I think in esports, all boats are hard spawn, so obviously they spawn with full gas. But that would have, yes, and he gets the crate.
Oh, and he gets this too. Let's go. Big pickup for Wooly here. See, that was all on purpose. The big old play. He's going to get a nice crate from it. Can we see what's in the crate? I usually don't care, but this time around I do want to see. It'll be hilarious if it's
since he's
useless.
actually rotating another kilometer away from his team to get this, yeah. Oh, Seal's
will
lost
it be
it.
worth
Seal's
it?
lost it.
Where'd it go? There it is. Oh, we found it. We're there in the end. Side drum roll, please.
MK? Yeah, that's worth. I'm going for that. I'm going for that.
Gonna be happy with that pickup. I feel like if it were a there are a lot of other weapons that can be in the crate that wouldn't be worth it to be really, really mad at, but that one's definitely not one of them.
Oh no. Have Rumblers spotted this? There's no way Rumblers are looking out there for a boat.
There's no way they spotted this. That's way too far out. You have to be looking for something in order to see the smoke, I suppose. Not the smoke, from the waves. Instead, they're just scouting out the compound ahead of them. Yeah, they moved early, but they knew that they weren't early enough to grab a central position. So instead, they're just going to try and take a position on the coast, solo a vacation home, to stay in temporarily before they have to return to work in phase 2, phase 3.
You see a little bit of action up way outside. Up towards plane crash, actually. Maybe this is Dodge again thinking, let's get some points before we have to drive for 25 minutes. Hella will fall as well. That's 2 knocks now in favor of Dodge, and the rest of Fabled aren't close enough to get any sort of response for this.
Yeah, very unfortunate beginning for Fabled, a team that had a couple of good games on Erangel, but ever since he moved over to Miramar, hasn't exactly been the best. I say that Hexede was actually able to climb, sneak into the late game the previous game, but with 0 kill points, definitely cannot rely on that style of play for a decent number of points. Back down on the south, checking in with Rumbas, and they do spot the return of Wooly. They couldn't stop him from getting the crate in the first place, but they're going to make it incredibly difficult for him to group back up with his teammates of Duel.
Oh.
I wonder how many times I've had the opportunity to shoot someone in a boat on Miramar. Oh, it's already down to half HP too.
I mean, he's got loads of space. He's got loads of space to go wide on this. Unless Rumblers get really BM and they start stalking him.
Chasing him?
Yeah.
They might. They're moving. Do they want this 1 point, 1 kill that bad that Los is pushing up to make sure that he cannot get back onto the shoreline? They take over Puerto Paradiso, so maybe it's, you know, it's a win on both sides because this position's free. Maybe they fancy it more than their previous compound. But Cherry, finally the rest of the teammates come to try and help out. But still, that long range, it's a little hard to land enough shots.
The problem now, though, is that Rumblers have got in between where Duel have repositioned to and where Wooly is. So where does he pull up to regroup with his team?
The north side? Or at this point, he's just waiting to see where the next circle goes. Pull that up. It's dead center. Rumblers do not have to move one bit. But now I wonder, where are the teams that are on the sides going to go? Gas Cans, Illusion, Dodge, what remains of Fabled, and even Prostone Stake coming in quite late. There's going to be a lot of fighting over the hills because no one is going towards Los Leones, and so that's a whole third taken out. And then you take out what's in the water as well. This circle is quite small for being in phase 2.
It is indeed. Sonic's going to find themselves a trench at the side of the road down here, get themselves a little bit of space. You can see Duel off in the distance there. I don't think they're going to aggress, but we know this road that almost acts as like a valley down towards Puerto. Penta actually going to cut the engine there, try and reposition. Okay. Oh. Try and reposition, I guess, towards.
Oh. Imagine.
Lynxie was coming in for the love tap there Penta's literally committed. He's like, get me back on my wheels now.
Turtle. Back of the shell. Arms waving about, waiting for someone to come help, and it's going to be Lynxie.
Right, so here you go. This is the scenario I was talking about, that Cam. So if this next one centers up,
Yes.
or it goes kind of slightly off west center. It's got to shift away from that unplayable. So
Yeah.
I say it's got to, out of
Sometimes it doesn't.
the possible circle shifts we should see, it should pick one
Yes.
that shifts off that in circle 4. But obviously the heat map refers to where the circle can physically end. That creates such a weird scenario in this area of the map because there's just nothing. There's nothing. So come circle kind of 3, when circle 4 posts, that's when you see this mad dash. Wooly is in here, so he doesn't even need to tank blue to stay here. Now I would maybe question the gas situation, but hopefully he's been frugal with it. STK, meanwhile, right above Pros Don't Snake, and it doesn't look like they have a beat on exactly where STK are roaming around. Dirty's in. He did just spot him.
Oh, getting shot by another squad, but Pretty Curdy's still holding the line. Expected something up. Perhaps he smelled them.
Oh, no.
Dealing a fair bit of damage. That's knocking both of them not down, but it is still going to be pushing them away. And Purdy is using this opportunity to fall back. It's a wide spread that him and the rest of his team have. And oh, what a nade.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
Didn't need to see it. Cool guys don't look at explosions. Purdy tosses it, knows it lands, and just walks away. And here comes his teammate slipping and sliding down the side of that mountain. And they're going to push on this, because why wouldn't you? 2 knocks?
Yeah.
This is a fight that you take.
And actually, Luke's got a fantastic reposition here. Uncivil as well, to an extent, on that downward angle. Now, maybe just trying to bait a little bit of a res, but the first one comes off unopposed, and now Sociopath going to come forward. Luke 12, did he spot that? No, the X-ray shows us he was in line of sight, but I think that bush is perfect. Oh, that could be an amazing grenade from Luke. Oh my God! What?
Oh, what?
Okay.
I don't know how that interaction
instance
is supposed to work out. Yeah.
A rare instance where an STK nade doesn't do the damage it should. Kurt now going to swing on it. He's going to re-knock Lister. There is another player just tucked underneath the rock side there. I don't think he's fully aware. Actually, he drops down. Yeah, Luke's going to find that knock anyway. So Zin and Lister will fall. Pros Don't Snake, whilst they looked like they were going to be able to recover, Uncivil's managed to get himself into the long building as well, so causing more problems for them. That's why they couldn't fully pressure the push coming in. And yeah, Skazka. Oh my God, this would be fantastic. This would be fantastic. Wooly's like, please just let me get onto land.
Oh, yeah, and he's trying to survive. But no, I think it was that Uncivil push by himself into the long building that Skazka was in that kept him from putting support pressure onto the rest of SDK by himself, keeping them pinned down. And they're forced to fall away. That's only 2 kill points for SDK. But that's still a good position that they can now control over. And I don't know where Pros Don't Say can go because they're running into the Rumblers, and this is going to be a difficult fight as well. Basically jumping from frying pan into the fire with this one. The knocks don't fully come into the Rumblers' way just yet. A couple of flash grenades are going to come out from Waldo, but does he expect them to be creeping and crawling below him on the low ground? He's falling away, so he must be aware of the possibility, waiting for Los to come and pick him up.
And that actually, yeah, so the old Kansas City shuffle there. And they're going to get back into the north side of the compound. Wooly actually still swimming, dude. This is... Oh, God.
I think Rumblers might have forgotten about him. Or at least lost track enough that they're not going to keep an eye out for him. Woo. Grenades, flashes. Rumblers are still trying to fish out these attackers, but those are really, really difficult grenades to hit. And that's why they're throwing a lot of flashes, I believe, to stop the push. So the kill feed, we do see a little bit of interaction between Sonics and Veritas. That's coming immediately after one of their players knocked themselves with the vehicle. So Sonics taking full advantage of this. But Pros Don't Snake, what can they do? Skazka, we saw them take a little bit of damage from a well-cooked grenade, and that's a very nice rotation from Gaxi to fully...
Yeah, this is the
pressure.
Is the spray is not so huge.
Not so much, but at least has a good angle, can follow up on it the second time. Get a second opportunity, I hope. Boy, spot down below. This takes too long. Well, I'll say that. There's
Oh
no one around them to third
Oh
party
no!
this.
Sociopath knocks Gaxi and Wooly steals it. Oh my god!
Oh. That's actually big. Skazka does get knocked. So I suppose in some way that Gaxi rotation was worthwhile. But the circle is going to fall away from that. So at this point, Rumblers are sort of beating themselves for how long. Not only how much it's cost them, but of how long it's taken them to take these final few players out, because they would love to be on the move right now. Finally, Waldo is able to take out the last member. Prostone Snake fully killed. But that steal from Wooly, that's going to be in the back of their minds. They can't push forward as brazenly as they would have otherwise. ATC in the middle of a fight, though, against Tactical 8. This is on the north side. And SDK, I think they smell this. They're going to be pushing forward, trying to pick any of this up. It is if ATC do stick around. Aguila and Norkeys on a bike, trying to rotate through. But this is an interesting angle that they're finding. Clueless, are they going to have line of sight? A few moments, but nothing knocked. Oh, no, that's big.
It takes a headshot there, down to 32. Going to be able to stick the first aid kit. Now, coming back to the Wooly situation, the Rumblers have no info on what team that is. So they could think that it's a full team. As I say that, though, Tactical 8 can get a little bit of contact with ATC here. Maybe going to try and aggress onto this William. He is potentially able to nade onto that, but SDK pressure in from behind is going to stop that.
Big open spread, and they're given the space to do so. Look, Luke has the perfect line of sight onto a member of Tactical 8, peeking around, trying to find more. A lot of smokes deployed onto William, make it a bit difficult for him to pick that another kill up. Only 2 for SDK so far, and they're salivating for more. A lot of utility. Trying to delay the fight, get into a strong position. It's going to be the T8 members at range, trying to keep ATC pinned down and allow the close range pair to really get the fight started. Or ended, rather, because it has, of course, been started. And well, that's a lot of people trying to get into Virtual Paradiso. A little bit of a solo refugee haven.
If Wooly manages to regroup, this is going to be like the most... This is like playing Split for 18 minutes of a competitive PUBG. I mean, it's probably going to be more likely 23 minutes if he does even make it back. With absolutely no loot. Well, actually, no, tell a lie. He did get a chance to loot the island, right?
Yes. The small island. That should be enough, I think. I don't often loot there myself, so I can't tell you how good the loot is, but I imagine he has at least a little bit of a bare bones kit, but Honey Badger spots him out.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, almost turned that around, taking him down to 11 HP, but all of that work going to be picked up by a new player now.
He's literally in the fetal position with a peppy hand up.
Yeah, just crying. Can't stop himself. Subtle.
Okay, dude. Okay, dude.
Wait, is he going to spot Los? Spots Los. Los spots him. Or did he? Might not have. But he has to fall away nonetheless. Circle centers up, right onto the Comets. They're very, very happy with their current position. Everyone else is going to be fighting for bones and scraps, it feels like, on the outside.
Yeah, this situation with Elusive and Illusion. Not sure how much of this fight, obviously, has kicked off since they're sharing this compound now, but Elusive need to cross the road, and it looks like, actually, yeah, look, they're going to send a Bronco with 2 people in it. Don't flip that in the middle of the road. You don't want to be flipping there. Destinator and Sneak Attack will make it across now, and this creates an opportunity, really, for Illusion to punish the backside, but they're shooting across the street.
Well, they feel like it's open kills, but as you mentioned, the backside are the ones that they should be focused on, because JLD and Fizzlo could easily just be pushing in onto them, and that's a crossfire that Illusion don't want to be found in. They're trying to retreat from the building, trying to give up a little more space for the rest of Elusive, and the blue is pushing in to make a lot of pressure for both sides. And I feel like these 4 players are not going to get out of this one alive, because it's not only the top 2 of Elusive, it's also dual lying in wait.
Yeah, Fizzle finds Icy Flex, so that just leaves the one. But again, Elusive being behind them. I mean, Top Dog can play time on this. He absolutely does. Shrimsy's actually going to knock Fizzle and get the confirm there. And actually, Mime's going to come up and nade onto Detonator. So Sonic's collapsing onto the split of Elusive. Sneak Attack will take a bit more damage from that second nade. Actually, Top Dog will steal away a kill point from the hands of the Sonics.
6 kills for Illusion right now. Top Dog, though, trying to heal out in the blue. A good play there to not give the point away and just try and last as long as you can. Fingers crossed another team goes out in the meantime. I say that. We're in the top 10 team, so
what is going on over here?
Just yet, but STK pushing forward. T8 have just been slowly bleeding out. HGC have retreated from this position. But now it's going to be STK and Clueless fighting over it.
Again,
Grenade?
six kills.
I mean, this is still looking more confident of a game for them. They're not having to salvage nearly as much. They still have 4 up. And if they can win this fight against Clueless, they could potentially take over the rest of the server. Because we're starting to lose teams fast at this point. And Civil goes for the peek. Nice spray onto Shuru. And Luke is there for the follow-up on the NHS. It is 1 member remaining now for Clueless, attempting to go for the revive. But the flash comes out. The revive follows through, but it's going to be a full wave crash by STK.
Good stuff. Really, really good stuff. This is the STK of old we're used to seeing. Again, just so confident on foot.
Back on the south, Sonics actually lost 2 in that fight against Elusive, and I have to imagine that Duel played a pretty big part, but now here come the Rumblers as well. 3 alive still after losing Gaxi earlier on. Might not be expecting Duel, who are currently in the valley between them and Sonics. But all 3 of these teams have to push up to get into the circle. That was a bit of a shift away onto the north side. The Comets should have their attention pinned on the south side. Ooh. Engine takes a little bit to start up on that incline. But he's making it work. He's bringing the truck over the ridge. There we go. Easy does it. He is found by Los, fully finished as well before Sonics can steal that one away. And so now that they know for sure that there's 2 teams around here, McCoy doesn't care though. He's just trying to get into the circle and at least have some sort of lifeline for his team to follow up behind him.
Yeah, actually, Cherry gonna potentially be able to backstab the Rumblers a little bit here. Loss is gonna catch audio on this though pretty soon. He's gonna find the first knock, gonna go for the flush. Lost not able to pick back onto it. Actually, Cherry will find the second there. Lost will fall. So potentially going to put 2 kill points back on the board for Duel here. McCoy not in a position to trade this. A little bit split. Good stuff from Cherry, though.
Yeah, 5 kills right now. Not many placement points just yet. I wonder if they could have maybe had an even better game if they could manage their position better, because I just know where they were in phase 1. But we already talked about how scrappy that this circle can be. And I think getting some kills on Old Brothers in Arms is not a bad feeling to end things off before. Of course, McCoy, I think, is going to do more than enough. Final headshot takes him out. Gets a little bit of revenge for his teammates, but now he is left as a solo. 5 kills for his team. Let's see if he can't get any more.
I know it's late game here, so McCoy's probably going to be watching this back. I just want to know if that was a G Pro wireless double click, because it definitely looked like one.
Let us know on Twitter. Follow us at HighPuck, at KMD with 3Ms. Let us know. And at PUBG Esports, I guess, if you really want to be included. Ooh, ATC in the meantime go out. It's a double-pronged attack by both Comets and STK, the 2 teams with 4 up and Fabled. Hexade once again, a solo player making it to the late game. Sonics as a duo and McCoy as a solo. That is what we are left with. The shift goes on the west side into Hexade's favor. In the sense that he can oh, never mind.
You were really building that up as well. That's actually quite rude of mine.
Yeah. Don't make our job easy, do they? Okay, not making Comets' job easy either. That is sitting ducks here for Comets. It feels like a lot of pressure from STK and Sonics. And you can see that they're trying to manage best they can. Vegas does knock Civil. That's a little bit of pressure back. That's 2 knocked for STK now because Purdy goes down to Tiggleton. they're going to have to spend some resources to get the revives.
They should be good for it, though.
Monty.
Kurt is pretty far back. Monty actually going to fire a flash over the top here. I'm not sure if they're going to be fully aware of this situation. Monty didn't spot a player to the left. Keck W85 player. He's going to fall back over now. Again, I think maybe just find a ridge that he feels a bit more comfortable holding. STK are going to get 4 back on their feet, and that is a terrifying prospect.
Couple of shots from Vegas, forced to fall away because he doesn't land them. Only 1 kill for Comets right now. It's all been placements for them. They can start to turn these fights back in their favor. Could be another pretty big point grab for them, but they know that it's STK and the Sonics. Those are 2 teams that, despite Sonic's game day overall today, are still 2 teams that you would be really scared to meet in a dark alley.
I mean, I'm and Tick, depending on what they've got, I think it's just a slight crest to that terrain over there. Tiggleton, you can see he was, yeah, okay. So now he's got to make the cross across, and he's getting tagged up. Is the last one going to land? Luke will land the last blow. He will be flushed for sure before that smoke blooms. Mime, the last man standing for Sonics. Now STK going to look to move in and clear out Vegas and Monty, but Vegas not go down without a fight.
Yeah, you saw it. They wanted to make that just hard rush once again. But the shots coming out from the opposing side are going to stop them. Aren't going to let them do it so easily. A little bit of focus there. Take out the Sonics while you can. Mime taking a lot of damage. He gives a little bit in return, but a lot of smokes coming out from STK in order to make this push. And it's going to be from 2 sides. And Civil actually up close and personal wants to finish this fight. He has dinner to get to. He wants to get this over and done with. The Monty's making it hard. Instant double tap headshot to knock him down.
Yeah, and that's a difficult res now. They need to close the gap. And, well, they don't need to close the gap at all. Kurt just needs to throw things.
One way to do it. Another grenade comes out, and there it is. It's the Molotov from Kurt to finish it all off. The storylines write themselves. Purdy Curdy and grenade kills consistently. 17 kills for STK, by the way. Sound the alarm. It's now Mime left in a 1 versus 4 because the revive also came through. A grenade popped out. Looked to be good. He's trying to do what he can, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the slightest. It is an 18-kill victory for STK to finish our day off.